Eleanor barely noticed when she lost her balance. No pain, no bruises, just a quick stumble. She shrugged it off, thinking nothing of it. But 3 weeks later, she suddenly collapsed. What happened next left her family in shock. And it's happening to thousands of seniors every day. The real danger isn't the fall, it's what happens after. Silent injuries, hidden bleeds, and a slow decline that no one sees coming. Stick around, because what I'm about to reveal could save your life or someone you love. Every 11 seconds, a senior is rushed to the emergency room due to a fall. That's over 7,800 falls every single day, and those are just the reported cases. Many of these incidents seem minor at first. No broken bones, no visible injuries. Just a slight stumble, a moment of imbalance. So they go home thinking everything is fine. But days or weeks later, something unexpected happens. Sudden dizziness, confusion, a sharp pain that wasn't there before. And in too many cases, it leads to hospitalization or worse. Why? Because the real danger of a fall isn't always immediate. The hidden crisis no one talks about. Falls are often treated like isolated accidents. Unfortunate but harmless. In reality, they're often early warning signs of deeper issues. Declining muscle strength leading to more instability. Hidden fractures that go unnoticed until it's too late. Internal bleeding, especially dangerous for those on blood thinners. Slow brain bleeds, which can cause sudden collapse days later. Underlying health conditions, like undiagnosed heart issues or neuropathy. The worst part, many seniors ignore the warning signs after a fall because they feel fine at first. But a single untreated injury or hidden complication can set off a downward spiral that accelerates aging, weakens mobility, and increases the risk of future falls. But here's what most people don't realize. Falling isn't the real problem. It's what happens next that can be deadly. And there are 5 hidden dangers most people never see coming. We'll get into them in just a moment. This is why awareness matters. Falls don't just happen out of nowhere. They are predictable and preventable with the right knowledge. That's exactly why this channel exists. Better Aging Advice is dedicated to giving you the insights and strategies that keep you active, independent, and thriving as you age. If you value your health or have a loved one you want to keep safe, hit the like button so YouTube knows this is the kind of content worth sharing. And make sure to subscribe, because in the next segment I'm exposing the 5 hidden dangers of falls that every senior and caregiver needs to know. Hidden danger number 1. Internal bleeding, the silent killer. Ethan felt fine after his fall, just a little shaken. No broken bones, no bruises, no real pain. He went about his day as usual. But within a week, something changed. He felt unusually weak, lightheaded and fatigued. A few days later, he collapsed. By the time doctors found the cause, it was too late. A slow, hidden internal bleed had been silently draining his life away. Many people assume that if they don't see bruising or feel intense pain after a fall, they're in the clear. But internal bleeding doesn't always leave visible clues. And that's what makes it so deadly. When a senior falls, even a small impact can cause tiny tears in blood vessels. If those vessels don't heal properly, blood can slowly leak into the abdomen, muscles, or even the brain, creating a dangerous buildup of pressure. And because this process is so gradual, symptoms might not appear until days or even weeks later, when the situation has already become critical. Why seniors are at higher risk. Blood thinners amplify the danger. Medications like warfarin or aspirin, commonly prescribed to prevent strokes, also prevent blood from clotting properly, making even minor internal injuries life-threatening. Weakened blood vessels. As we age, our blood vessels become more fragile, making them more prone to rupture. Delayed symptoms. Many seniors mistake early warning signs for normal fatigue or aging, delaying critical medical attention. And the worst part, most people ignore the signs until it's too late. I'll tell you what to watch for in just a second. If you or a loved one has had a fall, even if it seemed minor, watch for these delayed warning signs. Unexplained fatigue, feeling more tired than usual, even after resting. Dizziness or fainting, a sign that internal bleeding is affecting blood circulation. Severe or worsening abdominal pain could indicate internal organ bleeding. Dark tar-like stools or vomiting blood, a sign of internal gastrointestinal bleeding. Sudden confusion or memory loss could be a slow brain bleed affecting cognitive function. One-sided weakness or numbness, a potential sign of a brain hemorrhage. What to do if you notice these signs? Don't wait for symptoms to go away. Internal bleeding worsens over time. Get checked immediately. A quick medical scan can detect hidden bleeds before they become fatal. If you're on blood thinners, be extra cautious. Even a minor fall warrants a doctor's visit. Have you or someone you know ever experienced a fall with unexpected complications? Share your experience in the comments. It might help save someone's life. Hidden danger number 2, brain bleeds that go undetected. David's fall seemed harmless. He slipped on the rug, hit his head lightly on the coffee table, and got right back up. No dizziness, no headache, just a little embarrassed. But over the next 2 weeks, something changed. He became forgetful, struggled to keep his balance, and felt an unshakable fatigue. One morning he collapsed. By the time doctors discovered the cause, it was too late. A minor head bump might not seem like a big deal, but for seniors, it can trigger a slow, silent brain bleed known as a subdural hematoma. Unlike a major head injury, this type of bleeding happens gradually, making it dangerously easy to overlook until symptoms suddenly spiral out of control. Why this type of brain bleed is so dangerous. Delayed symptoms. The bleeding can take days or even weeks to build up pressure in the brain. Mimics normal aging. Subtle warning signs like mild forgetfulness or fatigue are often mistaken for normal aging. Silent progression. By the time severe symptoms appear, the damage is often irreversible or fatal. Teaser. One small fall led to memory loss, dizziness, and confusion, but no one connected the dots until it was too late. Early warning signs most people miss. Frequent headaches, a dull, persistent headache that worsens over time. Dizziness or balance issues, unsteady walking or feeling lightheaded. Personality changes, mood swings, irritability, or increased confusion. Memory problems, struggling to recall recent events or forgetting simple tasks. Slurred speech or weakness on one side. Signs of increased brain pressure. Blurred vision or sensitivity to light, a clue that the brain is under strain. Who is most at risk? Seniors on blood thinners. Even minor head trauma can cause significant bleeding. Anyone with a history of falls, repeated small bumps, can have a cumulative effect. People with balance issues or dizziness, a sign of underlying neurological problems. What to do if you hit your head? Don't ignore a fall even if you feel fine. Seek medical attention if you hit your head. Monitor symptoms for at least 2 weeks. Brain bleeds develop slowly, so watch for any changes. Get an immediate CT scan if symptoms appear. Early detection can save a life. Protect yourself before it happens. Improve balance and coordination to reduce fall risks. Make your home safer by eliminating trip hazards and improving lighting. Know your medications. If you're on blood thinners, be extra cautious. Have you ever known someone who suffered complications after a fall? Share their story in the comments. It might help someone recognize the signs before it's too late. Hidden danger number 3. Hidden fractures that lead to fatal complications. Margaret didn't think much of her fall. She landed on her side, felt a slight discomfort, and assumed it was just a bruise. Over the next few weeks, moving became harder. She spent more time sitting, avoided walking, and slowly lost her strength. By the time she saw a doctor, the truth was devastating. She had fractured her hip, and the lack of movement had triggered a downward spiral that she never recovered from. Many seniors break bones without even realizing it, especially in the hip, spine, and ribs. Unlike dramatic injuries, these fractures can be small, slow developing, and painless at first, making them dangerously easy to ignore. But here's the real danger. A single undiagnosed fracture can set off a chain reaction of health problems, leading to immobility, infections, muscle loss, and even death. Why these fractures go unnoticed? No immediate pain. Tiny fractures may not hurt right away, leading seniors to keep moving without realizing they're making it worse. Mistaken for normal soreness. Many chalk up discomfort to aging, arthritis, or stiffness, delaying diagnosis. Silent spinal fractures, compression fractures in the spine, can develop gradually, leading to stooped posture, height loss, and chronic pain over time. Most people don't feel pain right away, but one overlooked fracture could be the difference between recovery and a downward spiral. The deadly consequences of hidden fractures: immobility and muscle loss. Seniors who stop moving after an undiagnosed fracture lose strength rapidly, increasing their risk of future falls. Deadly infections. Limited mobility leads to pneumonia, bed sores, and blood clots, which can be fatal. Chronic pain and disability. Untreated fractures lead to long-term suffering and loss of independence. Higher mortality rates. Studies show that 1 in 3 seniors who suffer a hip fracture die within a year, often due to complications from immobility. Signs of a hidden fracture you should never ignore. Pain that worsens with movement, even mild discomfort in the hip, back, or ribs could indicate a fracture. Difficulty standing or walking. A change in mobility after a fall is a major red flag. Sudden loss of height or posture changes may indicate a spinal compression fracture. Bruising or swelling that appears later. Internal fractures take time to show visible signs. How to protect yourself. Get checked after every fall. Even if you feel fine, ask for an X-ray or scan. Strengthen bones through diet and exercise. Weight-bearing activity and calcium-rich foods reduce fracture risk. Make movement a priority. Staying active prevents muscle loss and speeds up healing. Fall-proof your home. Removing hazards prevents injuries before they happen. Have you or a loved one ever ignored an injury that turned out to be serious? Share your story in the comments. It could help someone catch the warning signs before it's too late. Hidden danger number 4. Post-fall syndrome. the fear that destroys health. Joan was always active until the day she fell. It wasn't a serious injury, just a small stumble in her kitchen. But after that, everything changed. She became afraid to move, stopped going on walks, and avoided stairs. Over time, her muscles weakened, her balance worsened, and her world became smaller. 6 months later, she fell again. But this time it was serious. Most people focus on the physical injuries after a fall, but the mental impact can be just as devastating. Many seniors develop post-fall syndrome, a deep fear of falling again. This fear causes them to move less, avoid activities they once enjoyed, and lose strength at an alarming rate. But here's the tragic part. Avoiding movement doesn't prevent falls. It makes them more likely. The more seniors limit their activity, the weaker their muscles become, the poorer their balance gets, and the higher their risk of falling again. The vicious cycle of post-fall syndrome. Fear of falling, less movement. Seniors start avoiding activities like walking, gardening, or even getting up frequently. Less movement, weaker muscles, and worse balance. The body loses strength quickly when it's not used. Weaker muscles, higher fall risk. The next stumble is almost inevitable. Another fall, even more fear, and the cycle repeats, leading to faster physical and mental decline. The mental impact is just as dangerous as the physical one, but there's a way to break this cycle. Signs that fear is taking over. Avoiding stairs, uneven surfaces, or certain activities, even when physically capable. Walking more slowly or hesitantly. Fear affects movement patterns, making falls more likely. Needing to hold onto furniture or walls for support. A sign of reduced confidence in balance. Withdrawing from social activities, fear of falling in public leads to isolation and depression. How to break the cycle and regain confidence. Gentle strength and balance training. Activities like Tai Chi, chair yoga, and light strength exercises restore stability and confidence. Fall-proof your environment. A safer home reduces anxiety and encourages movement. Use assistive devices if needed. Walking sticks or grab bars provide security without limiting movement. Work with a physical therapist. A specialist can retrain your body and mind to move with confidence. Reframe your mindset. The key isn't avoiding movement, it's moving smarter. The best way to prevent falls is to stay strong, active, and mobile. Have you or a loved one ever felt afraid of falling again? How did you overcome it? Share your experience in the comments. It might help someone regain their confidence. Hidden danger. Number 5. Underlying health issues exposed by a fall. Thomas never thought much about his balance until the day he tripped on his own feet and hit the floor. His doctor ran a few tests and found something surprising. It wasn't just a clumsy mistake. His nerves weren't sending the right signals to his legs. That one fall wasn't an accident. It was a warning sign of an undiagnosed condition. Many falls aren't just random mishaps. They often reveal serious underlying health problems that went unnoticed for years. In fact, some seniors fall because of a health issue, not the other way around. Health conditions that increase fall risk. Neuropathy, nerve damage in the feet. When nerves don't send proper signals, feet can feel numb, weak, or disconnected from the body, making balance unpredictable. Vision problems, poor depth perception and low contrast sensitivity. Difficulty judging distances, like steps or curbs, leads to missteps and stumbles. Inner ear disorders, vertigo and balance issues. Problems with the inner ear can cause sudden dizziness, leading to unexpected falls. Blood pressure drops. orthostatic hypotension. A sudden drop in blood pressure when standing up causes lightheadedness and falls. Early dementia, subtle cognitive decline. Seniors with early cognitive changes may have poorer balance, slower reactions, and difficulty navigating familiar spaces. A simple test can predict your risk of falling before it happens. I'll share it in a moment. Why a fall might be a red flag. First-time falls often uncover hidden conditions. If a senior falls without an obvious reason, like tripping over something, it could signal an underlying issue. Many health problems start with balance changes. Catching these early can prevent future falls. Ignoring a fall means missing a critical warning sign. Without addressing the root cause, the next fall could be worse. A simple test to predict your fall risk. Try this. Stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds. If you can hold steady, your balance is good. If you wobble or struggle, it could indicate a hidden balance issue. Another test. Sit in a chair and stand up without using your hands. If you can do it easily, your leg strength is solid. If it's difficult, it might be time to focus on strength and mobility exercises. What to do if a fall reveals a health issue? Get a full checkup. Ask your doctor to test balance, blood pressure, vision, and nerve function. Improve balance and strength. Regular movement is the best defense against falls. Address medical conditions early. Treating neuropathy, vision loss, or blood pressure issues reduces future fall risk. Have you or someone you know ever discovered a health issue after a fall? Share your experience in the comments. It could help others catch warning signs early. Don't wait until it's too late. Falls aren't just accidents, they're warnings. Warnings that your body might need strengthening. Warnings that your home might not be as safe as you think. Warnings that an underlying health issue could be lurking beneath the surface. But here's the good news. Every step you take today makes a difference tomorrow. Start now. Even small daily movements build strength and balance over time. Make your home safer. A simple adjustment, better lighting, removing a rug, or installing grab bars can prevent a disaster. Don't ignore a fall. Even a small stumble could be the sign of something deeper. Get checked, take action, and stay ahead of the risk. You are not powerless. Your choices today shape your future mobility, independence, and quality of life. And if you think it's too late to improve your balance and strength, wait until you hear about the 90-year-old man who went from a wheelchair to walking again. That's coming up next, so stay tuned. Have you or someone you know experienced a fall? Share your story in the comments. Your experience could help someone else stay safe.